imagine this. A young girl wakes up every morning with a smile on her face. She goes to school, chats with her friend, and posts selfies online. To the world, she looks fine. But every night, when she lays her head on the pillow, she feels like her mind is eating her alive. Thoughts don't stop and emptiness doesn't leave. And the worst part, no one around her notices. That young girl was me. A few years ago, I was caught in a storm of anxiety and depression. From the outside, I was cheerful, but from the inside, I was sinking. I had mastered the arts of hiding pain, and that's the reality for millions today. What is mental health? Why does it matter? The World Health Organization defines health not just as absence of a disease, but a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. And yet, we rush to a doctor for a broken bone while we hesitate to seek help for a broken mind. Why? According to WHO, 1 in every 8 person in this world is living with a mental health disorder. Picture this. If someone comes up to you and says, I am going through a cancer treatment, your reaction would often be full of empathy, comfort them, support them, and talk with them. But when someone comes up to you and says, I am going through a therapy, your reaction would often be silent, judgmental, or whispering behind their backs. Stigma doesn't just hurt feelings, it kills. According to the National Crime Records of Bureau, over 1,64,000 cases of suicide were recorded in India alone in 2022. That's nearly 450 people every single day. Many of these lives could have been saved if mental health was treated urgently as physical health. Depression is the leading cause of disability worldwide. In India alone, nearly 200 million people are suffering from mental health condition, but rarely 70% seek help. This is not just a personal problem, it's a public health crisis. Let me ask you all a question. How many of you in near future can say, I have diabetes? But how many of you can say you have depression? No one, right? That's the reality. Why is it easier to say I have diabetes than I have depression? Because mental illness is still seen as weakness, or worse, as shame. Studies show that cognitive behavior therapies is effective up to 75% of patients with anxiety and depression. Physical activity reduces symptoms up to 30%, and simple lifestyle changes like mindfulness, nutrition, and good sleep can make measurable improvement in someone's life. But beyond treatment, we need prevention and awareness in schools, in workplace, in communities. We must create a safe place where people can express their mind openly without the fear of being judged, without the fear of being whispered about. Breaking the silence, call to the action. The question is, what can we do? Talk openly. Ask your friend not just how you are, but how are you really? Normalize help. Therapy is not a weakness. It's training for your brain just like gym is training for your body. Let me share a small story. Once, I had a friend. She always used to laugh and smile. She had the happy one title in her class. But after one visit to doctor, she suddenly changed. And the reason? She found out that she was living with a mental illness. She was overthinking every second of her life. But none of us noticed. Why? Because teachers, schools, and textbook never taught us how to take care of our brain, how to take care of our mental well-being. So, educate. Mental illness and mental awareness should be a part of school curriculums, just like physical education. And lastly, be kind. You never know what invisible battle someone is fighting. When I was struggling, I kept telling myself, I will be fine. It's just stress. Other people have it worse. But ignoring the pain doesn't make it disappear, does it? One night, I couldn't pretend anymore. I broke down. That's when I took the hardest step. You know what? I asked for help. I went to therapies. I spoke to friends. I opened up to my family. And that's where I realized something powerful. Mental struggle doesn't mean you're weak. They mean you have been strong for too long. Remember the young girl I told you about in the beginning of the story? The one who was cheerful on the outside but was breaking on the inside? That was me. But I stand here today in front of you all, not just as someone who overcame mental health struggle, but as someone who learned to live with them, thrive with them, and so if I can do it, millions of others can also. Mental health is not a destination, it's a journey. It's messy, it's hard, but it is also full of hope. So, next time you see someone smiling on the outside, remember you never know what invisible battle that person is fighting. And maybe, just maybe, your one word of kindness, your one word of listening, your one word of encouragement, and your one act of listening can be the lifeline that saves them. So let's create a world where people can express their mind openly without fear, where mental illness is spoken with courage, not with shame. Thank you.